So let me go. I'm gonna go through it from beginning to end again. Okay, so one, beautiful lie. So this is in chronological order. I would imagine it's in chronological order. One is called a beautiful lie. I think the beautiful lie may be like Superman being a protector of like all mankind. So that's kind of like the theme, because I imagine that the film is going to start out with Bruce Wayne in Metropolis as Metropolis is getting destroyed. I think that's the opening scene of this movie. But
It probably is.
yeah, I think it definitely is, because you can also see track 2 is their war here. So I mean that's very indicative. It's kind of self-explanatory. Their war here. That's the Krypton's war.
Well, I mean, he basically says those bastards brought the war to us.
Right.
I mean, he
Right.
says a lot like that, though.
So then, this is very interesting. Track 3, the red capes are coming. So that scene where Lex Luthor says that, because all of these tracks, if you look at them, pretty much all of them, if not all of them, and the most of them, I think, are actually tracks or named after an actual line in the movie. The red capes are coming. So that line where we see that's early on, and you would think that the red capes are coming. That would be in the middle when Superman's about to fight Batman, or Lex Luthor had Bizarro shown up, because red capes, that's plural. So I mean, I don't know who the other red cape is. That's something that we could speculate on. But that's track number 3. So this is early on in the movie, which I find very interesting, because like I said, I thought that would be kind of later on, but I don't know what you thought.
Yeah, I thought that would be like kind of later on. Like I thought that would be kind of before the Doomsday fight, maybe 20 minutes before the Doomsday fight.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think he was going to be making a monstrosity out of Zod. I'm thinking. I don't think he meant to make Doomsday. He meant to make someone like Superman, like Bizarro.
So then track 4, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Track 4 is Day of the Dead. Track 5, Must There Be a Superman? Oh, that's very interesting. I think Must There Be a Superman, that is a politician, whether it be the senator, or I think that it actually is more likely to maybe be like a newscaster, maybe Vicky Vale, who knows. Must There Be a Superman? I don't think that, maybe that's Batman, I don't know. That sounds like something Batman would say, but I also think that's kind of just like, I don't know. I don't think Batman would say that. Batman would be something like, we need to destroy him, or, something like that. I feel like a newscaster or somebody trying to, say, like, do we really need Superman? So I think that's going to be a big role in the movie. And then the end, as we talked about, the last clip is called Men Are Still Good. And that will be, at the end of the movie, mankind embraces the Justice League because, obviously at the beginning, everybody's boycotting him, picketing Superman, everything like that. And at the end of the movie, they embrace the Justice League and also Superman. So track number 6 is called New Rules. I think that might be a Lex Luthor line, that there's new rules to Superman, maybe? I don't know. New Rules, and then track 7 is Do You Bleed? So that's obviously the fight scene there. Track 8 is Problems Up Here. What the hell? What would that be? Problems Up Here. Track 8. So this is right after Do You Bleed, which is the scene where Batman meets Superman. Problems Up Here. No, I don't know.
That's kind of weird. I didn't think it would be like. I thought they would be more understandable. I don't know what that one means. Could be anything.
And then line 9, or track 9, is Black and Blue. So that is Lex Luthor probably meeting with Lois. That scene where, Black and Blue, God versus man, and then she delivers the line, you're insane. That's a 3-syllable word for any thoughts too big for little minds. I think that is what happens. And then it cuts to the scene. Track 10 is called Tuesday, so maybe they fight on Tuesday. I don't know. And then, track 10 has to be the intermittent time, because track 9 is called Black and Blue. Track 10 is Tuesday. Tuesday has to be the intermittent time, because between Black and Blue, which is track 9, and track 11 is She With You, that's when, Doomsday comes. So it has to be sometime in between then. So Tuesday has to be some intermittent time where Batman and Superman get together and make an alliance, or accept the fact that they need to take down, Doomsday.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then track 12, This Is My World. And again, do you have any theory? Who do you think said that? I think really anyone could have said it besides Wonder Woman. It wouldn't make sense for her to say it.
Well, he kind of could, because, I don't think she would say it. It doesn't fit Diana's personality, but it seems more like a Batman or maybe even Lex Luthor thing to say.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Lex Luthor's really good. This is my world. I'm in control, and the way that I'm going to get control of it is by taking out Superman. So maybe that's what Lex Luthor says when he gets into the armored suit, which has unfortunately been leaked, but we know the armored suit's in the movie. So Is She With You? By the end of that track, which is track 11, he could have died. Doomsday could already be dead, but I find that unlikely because, as I've said, previously in other videos, there was a source that also dropped a leak that it was going to be Doomsday in the trailer that said it was 21 minutes long, the actual final fight with Doomsday and the Trinity. I also think, this is just something I just thought of, This Is My World could actually be something that Cyborg says, if you think about that, because Cyborg's in the movie, so is Aquaman, and by this point, track 12 out of 13, he's in the movie by this point. And even by the fact that that the Trinity assembles, I think that shortly thereafter we're going to see Cyborg, Aquaman, and Flash. So they could have said it. I don't know if that would be something Cyborg would say, because it seems like a bigger line. If they're going to name an entire track off of it, I think it would probably be a big line. So maybe said by Batman or Superman. But I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think Cyborg would say it. I don't think he's going to be Cyborg in this film. I think he'll be just Victor Stone.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't think any of the superheroes. Maybe Flash. Flash is confirmed to be in it.
Really? Yeah, they've confirmed that Flash is in it. A producer on the movie said Flash is in the movie.
Have you seen that one leak a while back where the guy, he was in like a dress shirt, but he had green legs? He was on set and they like CGI'd his legs. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it wasn't Ezra Miller though. Is the thing. It might have been someone else.
It might have been a stunt double. You never know.
Yeah, true, but. Yeah, no, he had like green knee-high socks on.
Huh. Well, Ezra Miller doesn't really look like the Flash anyway, in my personal opinion. But I think he's an interesting cast. We'll see how I know you don't really like his cast, but
I've seen his work. He's a good actor. I just don't think he's right for the role of Barry Allen. I think he is going to be Barry Allen, because who else could he be?
Right. So then, so Tuesday, Is She With You? So we know Is She With You? And by that point, I mean, everything's already on fire. So, I mean, when the Trinity assembles, Is She With You? I thought she was with you. I mean, you can already see behind them, in the shot behind them, which I have up on screen, you can see that, everything's on fire. So Doomsday's already caused a good bit of destruction by the time the Trinity actually assembles. And track 12, which is the final track, not the final track, This Is My World. And then final track 13, Men Are Still Good, which you kind of talked about how... we don't really know what that means in terms of maybe humanity embracing the superheroes or the Justice League, because the Justice League is going to be fully assembled by the end of the movie. Maybe you said maybe Cyborg's not in it. That's possible. I don't think it has to be every single member of the Justice League, although I certainly got that inclination. But now that you say that, that's kind of an interesting theory I didn't think of. But
well, one other thing. Maybe the final fight isn't in Metropolis, because Metropolis is already partially destroyed. Maybe it'll be in Gotham. It kind of looked like Gotham a little bit.
Well, why could it not be in both? Because they're sister cities across the bay from one another. It's like Oakland and Los Angeles, or Oakland and whatever the hell, another city that's really close to it. The point is they're right across the bay. So I think it could bleed over. And if what I said is true, which I don't know if it is, track 13 or 12. Track 13, Men Are Still Good, and that track, assumingly, is humanity embracing these superheroes, whereas at the beginning, everybody was like, Superman, Alien, go home, all that kind of nonsense, and now everybody's like, they just saved all of the human race from Doomsday. Men are still good, and men are still good in the sense that they recognize good in others. That's the reason that they're still good. So I think that in that sense, I think that it's going to bleed over, because the threat of Doomsday is so large and so menacing to all of humanity, not just one city, that's why men recognize that the threat that they were faced with was so large, and that's why they're so appreciative of the Justice League, particularly the Trinity, of their work into stopping Doomsday.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely. Mm-hmm. I thought they were, I always thought that Gotham was like New Jersey and Metropolis was New York. I always thought that, but I didn't know that they were across the bay from each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, they weren't. They never have been. But Zack Snyder, cause Zack Snyder. That's why. I mean, because he can. Really, is pretty much the essence of it. So then we get into the bonus tracks. Track number 14, Blood of My Blood, bonus track. Don't really know what that means. That could be anything. Track 15, Vigilante. Now, I think you and I said this earlier. I think that this is actually Batman going around and branding people. Maybe 20, 25 minutes into the movie, Batman recognizes the threat of Superman, trains heavily to get back into the role of Batman, and then he's just, picking off thugs and doing the kind of nefarious, not nefarious, I guess, like lower level stuff to trying to get back into the the gears of things, and that's what Superman delivers that line. I don't think the party's at the beginning of the movie by any means. It's probably at least 25 minutes in. So the little party scene where Superman addresses Batman as the Vigilante. And I also think that at that point, Batman knows who Superman is, and maybe not vice versa, but Lex Luthor definitely knows both of them are. You can just tell by the way he addresses them, so that's pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, the thing is, with Superman, I think he would instantly know that Bruce Wayne was, Batman, because he's got X-ray vision and all that stuff. Well,
true.
I don't think he's as powerful as he is in the comics. Is he in the films? I don't think he was that. I think they kind of nerfed him a little bit, at least in Man of Steel. He didn't have all his powers. He didn't use ice breath or anything like that.
Yeah, he didn't use ice breath at all, did he?
No, I don't remember.
But I still think that... I mean, would he be able to see that, though? I mean, would he even make the connection? Because before the party, if you remember, he says, "Who's that?" Remember? When Batman gets out of he says, "Who's that?" So he doesn't even know who Bruce Wayne is. So even if at that point he had X-ray visioned, Batman, which I don't think he has because he'd never seen him before. Remember, their first encounter is when Batman drives the Batmobile and the Superman just kind of kicks it aside. That's the most recent little teaser we got.
And then they have the Bat is dead.
Right.
Into the mercy conversation.
Yeah. Those two separate clips, if you can just combine them together, essentially, they go in order.
That'd be a pretty cool fan edit, actually. Someone should get on that.
Caboose already did it. Caboose XBL did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go to his Twitter. He made one. So then track 15 is called, we already did Vigilante. Track 16, May I Help You, Mr. Wayne? And you and I were talking about this earlier. Once again, I think that this is Bruce Wayne and meeting, Wonder Woman. I think that, because if you see in the background of that previous, of the party, you can see, Bruce and Clark are talking, and in the background is Princess Diana. So I think that's very interesting. I think that that's definitely going to show up. And, you can see he kind of glares across at her, and I think that maybe he's trying to, pick her up, or, maybe he finds her attractive, because we've seen that happen before. We've seen the love triangle of the Trinity, so to speak, many times. So I think that that's going to be, if not in this movie, it's going to play out in the Justice League at some point. They're going to take advantage of Gal Gadot, who's this, super model, super hot chick. They're going to take advantage of that and make a love triangle out of it, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know, but,
Well, they put forced romances in all these movies, so it's going to happen.
It's Hollywood, I mean, they're going to do it. So next we have They Were Hunters. If you have any idea what the hell that is, I have no idea. And then track 18 is called Fight Night. Now these because they're bonus tracks, and I know you can't actually see the screen, but the bonus tracks, I don't get the sense that they're in order at all. I just think they're bonus tracks, scattered throughout the soundtrack. So these are, if you pre-order it, I think, and if you pre-order it, you get a poster. It's 2 discs, so it's pretty cool. But what do you think?
Well, They Were Hunters. Maybe that's referring to the Kryptonians, the ones that came around in Man of Steel.
Ah.
Maybe something like that. I'm not sure of what that could be, but I'm pretty sure if it has anything to do with the knowledge that we have so far, that it does have to do with Man of Steel, which, this movie's probably only 6 months after Man of Steel, if you, right? 6 months, 7 months, or a year?
No, it's 2 years.
Wow.
I think it's 2 years. Could be wrong.
But you have to think that people are still thinking about Kryptonians and how they basically hunted down humans, at least in Metropolis. Maybe that could be a reference to them, but I'm not sure of what that could be.
Yep. And, the last two, They Were Hunters and Fight Night. We're just going to have to... I mean, Fight Night, the entire movie is a massive fight, whether it be between Batman and Superman or the Justice League versus Doomsday, so not a whole ton going on there. But I think what I would look out for is just the order. What's really important about what we got is that any theories that I've had about, the ordering of the film, throw those out the damn window. Those are all wrong because all soundtracks are in order. And so I think that these give us a lot of insight into the order of the film. Not anything surprising necessarily. I think it's pretty much what we thought, although it does provide a lot. I thought that it definitely adds a lot, I think, to what we can expect going into the movie. So it also is kind of surprising they released it on the 18th because, I don't know. I just think it's very weird to release it on the 18th because, that's a week before the movie comes out. So I will say, if I listened to the Star Wars The Force Awakens soundtrack before the movie came out, I would have felt spoiled, because there are things that I can predict, particularly a certain person's death around 7/8 of the way through the movie. The soundtrack is very vindicative of an emotional moment, so let's just put it that way. So, very strange that they released it. I don't know why they're doing it this early, but there it is.
Yep.
So anyway, guys, hope you all have enjoyed the video. Go subscribe to HMA's channel. I'll put it in the description below. Thank you for chatting with me. I just turned Skype recorder on. I was like, hey, we're going to talk about the soundtrack. So thanks again. And if you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, and we'll see you in the next one.